Hello, Collective. Wendy Joy. Love and light. Peace and joy. I wanted to let you know that you might be experiencing some memories or flashes of situations that could have occurred in your past, and that they're being brought forward so that you could reflect on them. Not so much so that you could beat yourself up for the decisions that you made, but maybe so that you could possibly forgive yourself if you felt like you made a decision that didn't work out well for you and that you were beating yourself up internally about it. But you need to realize that no matter what path you take, no matter what steps you choose to walk, right, there's always a lesson, and there's always going to be some type of wisdom that will be provided to you. And when we're in the middle of an emotional conflict or an intense situation, or some of our senses are flaring, making us feel out of balance or not so much even keeled or harmonized, it's not to hurt us or to put us backwards. It's to illuminate the pain that we might have missed, or the lesson that could have slipped by. Or, sadly, and I'm guilty too, so don't think that, I don't throw rocks because, I do live in a glass house. But what I'm saying is that life happens in order to help us improve, to be able to navigate our journey, our future steps easier and seamless by gathering the value of what we've already endured, whether it's ourselves or we were an observer and we watched how things unraveled for another, which is, a good learning lesson because, just as much as you could see what benefits another, you can also see what doesn't benefit. But you can't really take someone else's situation and mold it into yours because we're all separate individuals. We all have, maybe we might share similarities, but in the end, we all have a clear inner guidance, a clear inner compass that is leading us to our, designed or pre-contracted path in order for us as human forms to gather the information that our spirit essence wanted to experience or to learn. And it was brought to my attention that maybe, and I'm not sure if this, how this plays out, but it's possible. Actually, everything is possible. It's how much you want to believe, right? But that we share two separate lives, each one of us. We share our awake, conscious life on planet Earth, living, learning, gaining value. And then while we sleep, right, and we drift off to other places and we go and visit other things, right, whether it's dimensions or timelines or, future, places that not yet been seen, but that our essence travels there. And that the dreams we receive are visions of the life that we're living in the 5D or beyond, in, the 7 or the 8 or the 10. I mean, there's realms that continue to gravitate higher and higher because those realms encompass, God's chosen, right? The ultimate ones. I don't want to say pride and joy because we're all pride and joy, but I mean like archangels, ascended masters, higher wisdom, evolved light essences. So what's your take on that? I'd really like to hear, because I'm still diving in to figure out what is real and what is not. Because sometimes people say things because they don't really know, so they just use their imagination in order to incorporate, you know, their vision. And it could very well be that we do live two separate lives, one here and one there, you know, while we are, you know, experiencing the growth of life. But if that's the case, then why doesn't our evolved selves tell us when we're in the dream state or in the slumber state what it is that we might need to know in the reality state, right? So, like, I'd really like to hear what your thoughts are on that. And as I learn more about the positive possibilities of being able to dwell in two places, like the sun and the moon, right? The sun is out during the day and the moon is out at night, right? Is that us too? Are we alive and active in the 3D during the day? And do we sneak off and play in the 5D or other dimensions or realms when we slumber? Curious. I'll figure out the answer. I've been asking my team, and they've been sending me synchronicities and symbols and signs the entire time. And the signs that I get are signs of progression. I get 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I get, 102 a lot. I get repeating numbers in sequential, like sequential, or out of order but part of a set, like 657, for example. Now, I have a clock on my stove, and the power went out, and I never changed the time. So it's like a half an hour slower than the real time, because I guess that's how long I noticed that the power was out before I hit the reset button on the stove, right? But I never fixed the time. So I could be anywhere in my house and see different repeating sequential numbers. And I don't fixate on a clock, because I stopped worrying about the conframe, the control of, the limitations that time allows, right? So I know, I've always known, actually, that, well, you know what's ahead of you, and you know how long it's going to take to do it. And you also know that there's also outside influences that could disrupt your flow. And keeping that into consideration, you're able to tackle all of your endeavors, even the ones that pop up. And if you lose time before everything is done, maybe that's the first thing you pick up the next day. And then your plate from yesterday is clear, and now you have all day to worry about the plate that you're focused on, which is being in the present moment, being in today, right? Regardless of when you see this video, because the present moment is always the current moment. So right now is the present moment. I'm with you, you're with me, and we're in this moment together. So thank you for hanging out with me and listening to maybe a long-winded version of Don't Give Up. Take a look, reflect, and, assess whatever could have been a challenge or a hiccup, an obstacle, a roadblock, a dissuadant, maybe in the past, that you either tucked away or thought you resolved, but felt that there was still a little piece hanging on, that maybe you were carefully keeping guarded. But what I also want to let you know is that the best way to show love isn't to hold on to a former part of you so that you could feel like or embody the feeling, right, of love that you're giving to another person on their vibration, because you can't do that. So when you ascend, don't hold on to that fiber, even if it is, a heartstring attachment to a person, a place, or a thing from the past. Evolve with that feeling and let that other situation learn how to live on its own, and worry about making sure that your foundation is strong, because there will be a time that whatever that past situation was, it will come back, because everything comes back. So when it does come back, do you want it to come back on the same vibration that you left it on? Or do you want it to come back elevated to try to reach your new position, your new awareness elevation, your level of ascension, right? So hold loving space, but allow that situation to grow and evolve before you allow it to navigate back. And if it does navigate back before it had a chance to evolve, then, boundaries are also extremely loving. And the best love I know how to give, honest to God, is to tell people the truth and to let them know, regardless of who they may be, that everyone deserves to be treated with respect, dignity, and honesty. That means we treat ourselves that way, and we treat others that way. And when you hold respect, right, don't think that it's a people-pleasing thing, because it's not. Because respect is strength when it's used in a positive fashion. So when you're being positively boundary enforceful, right? You're enforcing your boundaries positively. You are giving love through those enforcements to yourself and to the other. And maybe the other doesn't understand quite yet, but maybe your boundaries and your fluidity in your movement and strong in your structure and happy in your own skin could be the light that shines upon the other, that awakens them from their matrix 3D slumber. You never know. You never know. And I could tell you that it's a real thing, and keeping boundaries does give the other a sense of uneasiness at first, but when they settle into the words that you've spoken, the moves that you're making, the direction you're headed, where you've transformed your ego, where you've decided to perceive life in a new set of eyes, right? Higher elevated eyes. Then you would have given that other the opportunity to trust themselves and to take a step into the unknown without fear. Oh, my nose again. The divine is with us. Divine is always with me, actually. But when my nose is tickled with a feather, I know that my steps are led, my words are formed, and my thoughts are pure and divine and filled with love, and they're coming from above, and they're flowing through me because there's people who need to hear that respect and love isn't a shortcut to achieving what you think that you need if there's another influence that's pushing you in that direction. So use your discernment. Listen to your intuition. And remember that loving and respecting you first is the best way to strengthen your structure, to elevate, to be aware, and to roll in that direction. If you need any help, you're never alone, because I'm always here to help. And I would never, ever tell anybody to do anything I wasn't willing to do first. And I've done all of this work. Actually, inner work is a lifelong venture, because every time we get to a new level, we take a new step up the ladder of evolution, it opens the door to new lessons and new value. So don't be cut off to learning. Learning is a lifelong lesson. One that, you might pick up fast. One that might be hard to resonate with on certain aspects or levels. But that just means that there's true hidden value that is urging you to dig deeper to retrieve. My lovely collective, whatever you do today, I am always sending you love, light, endless positive possibilities, clarity, wisdom, and the ability to stay true to you, to love you, to respect you, and to hold your structure as you would like others to honor the structure that they have, right? We're all individuals. And when we all lean into our inner truths, our inner selves, then we are creating a structure so firm and so sound that when we interconnect and lock hands and upraise each other through positivity, love, respect, light, and fun, laughter, right? We have just linked strong foundations together, creating an perfect road for everyone to navigate and walk. My lovely collective, I love you. I really do. And I love me. And I am so super happy to be on my road of ascension, to see my progressive moves, my divinely led steps, my loving guiding words pave for you your road of plenty, as it's doing for me. And I believe, I've already seen, and I know it's just a matter of time. And when the Creator knows, puts into action, sets motion into gear, then everyone will soon hear the trumpets blare, the messages, the wisdom, the visions, the enlightenment. It's just wonderful. You have a blessed day, my lovely collective. Whatever you do, thank you.